President Yoon Suk-yeol of South Korea is becoming more vocal about the tensions in the Taiwan Strait. This shift is narrowing South Korea's room for strategic ambiguity, according to analysts. Yoon's stronger tone is more in line with U.S. rhetoric, in contrast to Seoul's previous long-standing position. South Korea is expected to continue treading a fine line between China and the U.S. in their geopolitical rivalries. Observers anticipate Seoul moving closer towards Washington's position as it seeks more protection from the nuclear threat to the north. Ma Jinying, director of Shandong Normal University's Center for Maritime Security Studies, said Seoul previously intervened in the Taiwan issue by stressing the importance of peace and stability. The joint statement between the U.S. and South Korea has apparently intensified intervention in the strait by stressing opposition to using force to change the status quo, according to Ma. The statement strongly opposes any unilateral attempts to change the status quo in the Indo-Pacific, including through unlawful maritime claims, the militarization of reclaimed features, and coercive activities. Yoon is expected to become more explicit in his stance against potential military action in the Taiwan Strait. Seoul will continue to adhere to its One China policy but will gradually state its opposition to mainland China using force in the strait. The additional line in the Washington Declaration was aimed at China, according to Li Mingjiang, an international relations associate professor. The overall joint statement showed much greater South Korean interest in playing a role in Indo-Pacific security, Li added. Beijing was more infuriated by Yoon's remarks ahead of his U.S. trip, comparing the Taiwan issue with North and South Korea, according to Li. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin hit back, saying the two issues were completely different and not comparable at all. Yoon's recent remarks seem to mark a departure from previous limits on what Seoul is prepared to say against China, according to an Australian observer. Despite being more vocal, Seoul has not shifted its stance on pursuing peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Yoon's administration's Indo-Pacific strategy aims to bolster cooperation with U.S.-led security organizations and attempts to strike a balance. The strategy stresses the importance of cooperation between Seoul, Tokyo, and Beijing, suggesting the resumption of trilateral summits.